Final Fantasy VII isn't just a simple remake. With its incredible graphics, gripping music, endearing and charismatic characters, and most of all, the well-crafted addition to its plot, the FF7 remake is basically a whole new game. That said, it isn't completely perfect. Just like back in 1997, you play as Cloud, a soldier turned mercenary who's working with the eco-terrorist group Avalanche. Your goal is simple, stopping the energy reactors which are using far too much Mako, a resource produced by the planet. But Shinra, the company with an iron grip on Midgar, has no intention of stopping progress in the name of saving this bit of Earth. And that means Cloud, Barret, Tifa, and Aerith are about to go up against some pretty powerful enemies. Even if you're already familiar with this story, the remake's got a few surprises in store for you. It includes several additions and modifications that improve a game that was already popular more than 20 years ago. It's also kept some of its classic scenes, and perfectly worked them into this remake, as well as additional content and moments especially for the secondary characters. Jessie, Biggs, and Wedge all get a much bigger role, and are important to this storyline, even if they're not playable. The game did well by these characters, giving them phases of unique gameplay as well as exclusive cutscenes and dialogue. It's partly thanks to that Square Enix was able to extend the runtime in this adventure in Midgar, without resorting to simple fan service, or worse, artificially extending its lifespan. The FF7 remake pushes the adventure to the fullest, thanks to some well-crafted secondary missions. These are available in chapters which allow you to explore various sectors, and allow you to get new items, materia, and summons, as well as learn about the lives of the characters around you. These quests are basically the only time you'll be able to freely explore. FF7 Remake is actually extremely linear, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. The adventure is very driven and the few choices you do have to make don't seem to divert your path. That directness gives the story its delirious rhythm, and adds to the sense of urgency felt by your small band. The chapters follow smoothly one after the other, and the story keeps its drive all the way through to the end. That said, the final chapters are maybe a little too long, and it's obvious they were put there just to extend the game's playing time. One other place this game misses the mark of perfection is in the gameplay. The FF7 remake shelves turn-based combat for combat in real time. You have to fill your ATB gauge in order to perform actions, including using powerful attacks, magic, or items in combat. Your battles can be strategic depending on the enemy you're facing. To overcome them, you'll need to find their weaknesses in order to stagger them, and inflict maximum damage. Unfortunately, there are several things which keep this unique style from working perfectly. The camera is simply unmanageable in combat, especially in close quarters. Most of your enemies are out of sight, which means it's hard to follow the actions or counterattacks. And add to that the fact that your allies do nothing when you're not controlling them. ATB gauges fill extremely slowly when characters aren't attacking, so you have to be constantly switching between characters to carry out actions and not die. We would have appreciated being able to dictate a certain combat protocol to characters being run by the AI. Next up, materia and skill trees. There again, we're missing a finishing touch. Characters end up with very similar stats, and fill basically exchangeable roles. The materia also don't come with a lot of options when it comes to possible builds. We would have really appreciated a bit more depth to this system. In spite of a few faults, the Final Fantasy VII Remake remains an excellent game, and a shining example of what a remake should be. The quality of the sound and visual environment is incredible and rich in detail. Square Enix has done impeccable work, and you're doing yourself a favor by diving back into this epic adventure. We're already looking forward to the next episode. FF7 Remake is available on PS4.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a gameologist, click down here to subscribe. If you want to see more episodes, click on the video on the left. And for more shows, click on the right. Sounds easy, right? See you next time. Bye!